You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 77. Today is your day to press through your opposition so that you can take advantage of those opportunities that were divinely created for you. My newly released book, Press Through Your Mess, is available right now. In this book, we talk about how to forgive and moving on. We even discuss on how to stop procrastinating and trying to be this perfectionist and become the player of your game. It is your time to get out of your way and press through the frustrations of life, press through your past failures and pain, and to begin to live your life dream fulfilled. Get your book today. It's going to compel you to take action right now. We don't get a second chance. We got one life to live our dreams fulfilled. Log on today at www.pressthroughyourmess.com and order your copy. Again, that's www.pressthroughyourmess.com and order your copy today. Remember, this is your time to press through your mess. In today's episode, we're going to talk about breaking through your fears now. Not tomorrow, not at the beginning of the year, not in the middle of the year, not when you get ready, but right now. We have to learn how to take action now. You know, a few weeks ago, I went to a networking event, which I have been planning on going for some time now. My schedule continued to conflict with the events that they would continue to have. And finally, I was able to attend this networking event, which, you know, it's a great networking event and in a great organization that I'm a part of. And I finally conjured up the confidence to go to one of these events. Well, I got to the event and instantly I did not know what to expect. I didn't know not one person in the room. No one knew me. And all I knew was I'm there, you know, and I had fear. I'm not going to lie. I had a sense of fear because it wasn't that I've never been to a networking event. It was this particular networking event that I anticipated going to for years. And finally, I'm here with like-minded people, just like myself, but I did have a sense of fear. But the things that I'm going to share with you in the podcast, I want you to know that, you know, I just use these 3 keys to overcome and break through my fears. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. But many of us are fearing things, and I'm gonna, you know, I talked to my husband maybe a week ago, and I was saying, you know, babe, I really enjoyed the networking event, and I'm not for sure why I was fearful, but at the end of the day, I was able to acknowledge and find and really look at myself to see why I was fearful of going to this event. And so many of us are fearful of maybe taking a class, taking a course. Many of us are fearful of entering into a new relationship. Many are fearful of, you know, trying new things, traveling, doing something you've never done. And the reason could be, one, you're comparing yourself to other people. Could you be comparing yourself to other people? That could cause the fear in your life. You know, maybe you are starting a business or have a desire to start a business or an organization or a non-for-profit. And you fear because you're comparing yourself to someone else who has started a business. And maybe they didn't start with the same resources that you have. And sure enough, you may not start with the same resources that they have. But here's the deal. Continue to do, I've talked about and I'm going to talk about it in the next podcast. Continue to run your race. Continue to run your race. And many of us, we don't take a step forward because we're so busy comparing ourselves to the next person, comparing ourselves to those who may be more advanced than us, who may have been in the business for years, and you're just starting. It's going to be a process. So many of us are fearful or have self-doubt because we're comparing ourselves to other people. Another reason why we may have self-doubt and fear and why we have not broke through our fears is because we're telling ourselves that it won't work. We're continually telling ourselves that it won't work. And that's nothing but the trick of the enemy. You know, it can work. Things can work out for your good. And many of us, we delay our dreams. We delay, you know, our our goals in life because, we continue to rehearse and tell ourselves these lies that this is not going to work. And you know what happened last time. Now, where's the help? You don't have anybody helping you. You don't have enough money to fund this dream. You didn't finish college, or your kids, you got a lot going on with your kids and your family. Like, many things can go through our head. We can continue to rehearse, and we delay our dreams and we delay our destiny assignment. Another reason why we haven't broke through our fears is because we don't truly believe that people will value it. That used to be something that I fought with and struggled with a lot, because I didn't think that people would truly value what I gave and what I had to give. And I had to believe that if it's something that I have, somebody needs it. If I have a resource, somebody needs it. I may not know that person yet, but gradually and eventually, God is going to send people my way that need what I have. I didn't know how to do an e-commerce store and to sell things and to have a whole process going. Like, I'm so grateful for the store that, I like right now I'm doing podcasts and I'm recording and still able to make money while I'm working on another dream that I have, working on another platform that I have. And so I didn't know how to do that, but I had to believe that what God has given me, somebody needs it. And so when you begin to value what you have, people will begin to value, and you'll attract those people. So you have to put a value on what it is that God has given you, what it is that, you've been assigned to do. Because when you value it, other people will value it. But stop doubting and thinking that no one will value it, or no one will gravitate to your business, or no one will be interested, because eventually they will. And then you have to stop being so concerned about what other people think. That may be another reason why you're fearful of doing what you need to do and what you're called to do, because you're concerned about what people are going to think. Well, if I make this post, I wonder what they're going to think. Or if I start this business, I don't want my friends to think I'm leaving them out. Or I don't want them to think I don't want them to work with me. Just get the process started. You're not going to be able to bring everybody on and allow everybody on your boat. You have to realize that you have to do it no matter what, because at the end of the day, it's about your assignment. Everybody has a God-given assignment. And when you're so concerned about what other people think, and this is a side note, they're probably not thinking about you anyway. So when you're worried about what other people think about your post, think about, if they don't support me, or they don't comment, or they don't like my things, that doesn't truly mean that they don't care. It's just maybe they're busy. So stop being so concerned about what other people think about your assignment. If it's a non-for-profit, if it's if you're doing a blog, or if you're trying to help people transform their lives to a healthy lifestyle, healthy living, whatever it is, you have to know that I have to do this regardless of what people think of me. I cannot I cannot continue to allow people to paralyze me because I'm worried about what they think. Okay. And the last reason why you may be fearful, because you're just not confident in the experience and knowledge that you have. And that was why I felt so intimidated when I went to this networking event, because I felt like I didn't know enough. I felt like I wasn't experienced enough. I was one of the youngest in the room, and just one of them, and although I do have multiple businesses, it was that fear in me, of having to talk about my business and not feeling confident that I was experienced enough, or being fearful that I would talk or engage with someone that may be more experienced than me. Well, it doesn't matter. Just do it. And so I want to talk about these 3 things that you can begin to do, or not do rather, to break through those fears, because it's time for you to break through those fears. Listening. If you're listening right now, I need you to really, really pay attention and write these 3 things down. Put them in your notes, in your iPhone, your Android, whatever it is. I need you to put these notes down, because many of us don't realize that we're fearful and we're delaying our assignment. And here's the deal. You'll hear more about running your race in the next podcast, but People have to understand that if you don't run your race, guess what? Somebody's going to get to that finish line. And if you're so concerned about what people think of you, if you're so concerned about, I don't have enough experience, just learn on the way. You know what I mean? Learn on the way. So I want you to write these 3 things down, about overcoming and breaking through your fears now. The first one is this. Hey guys, I'm so excited to announce to you that my organization, Be Bold in the City, we have now launched our monthly empowerment calls. These calls will be hosted every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get the dial-in number as well as the access code when you log on to www.beboldinthecity.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at BeBoldInTheCity. Be Bold in the City is a global empowerment organization for men and women who are ready to break the norm by discovering and maximizing their true potential. Our goal is to educate, empower, and inspire you to live a dream-fulfilled life by leaving you feeling bold and fearless. Be Bold in the City, we're in the business of breaking barriers over lives daily. You don't want to miss these monthly empowerment calls that will be going on every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Share the word. Share it with a friend or a family member who you know needs to be empowered and impacted by truths and by tools that will help catapult you to the next level. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams. You know what I mean? Learn on the way. So I want you to write these 3 things down, about overcoming and breaking through your fears now. The first one is this: you got to build yourself up around community. You cannot negate yourself and isolate yourself. You have to join a group, join masterminds. I'm in a mastermind now, and it's been very helpful for me. I actually had a mastermind that I started last year. And so I worked with very few people, and I had to learn that, okay, it's time for me to be taught. It's time for me to get and gain resources and insight from other people. So I joined a mastermind, and it's been very beneficial for my business and for my goals and my direction in life. And so you cannot continue to isolate yourself. You have to always be building yourself up, being around other like-minded people. And so that was the fear that I was able to conquer at this networking event. I was so empowered when I left there that I almost had to look at myself like, Dymeata, you were going to allow your fears to keep you from being at this event? You were going to leave all of this information on the table? And I'm so glad I went. And so that's what we have to learn. We got to know that isolating ourselves, it does not benefit us. It's not a benefit. Yes, it's good to work alone at times and reset and recalibrate and, meditate and make sure you're alone at times. But there's other times that you need to be around other like-minded people. Community is important. And I said like-minded. So if your mind is focused on goals, your mind is focused on building your business, building your brand, or rebranding yourself. If you're focused on those types of goals, those are the type of people that you need to begin to get around. Okay? So first thing is, don't isolate yourself. Build a community. Get around people. Join a group. Join a women's group. Whatever it is, get around people that are going in the same direction as you, and get around people that are already in the direction that you're trying to go. The second thing is, we have to realize, what if we don't fail? We got to begin to retrain our mind. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we think about all of the reasons why we could fail. I've done it before. You could name all of the reasons, and we're always accurate. We have to begin to reverse the what ifs in our lives. We naturally, what if it doesn't work? Well, what if they don't approve me for the loan? Or what if they say no? What if they don't answer my call? What if they don't return my call? What if I fail? And what happened if, guess what? Reverse your what ifs. That's the second thing. You got to reverse your what ifs. What if I don't fail? What if I don't make that phone call? What if I don't apply for that business loan? What if I don't make the post about my business and share my brand? What if I don't brand myself? What will happen if I don't do it? So reverse your what ifs. That's how you overcome the fear. And honestly, I had so many opportunities that day to that I was going to the event. I had so many opportunities to not reverse my what ifs. What if there's a lot of traffic? What if I'm not going to be able to make it back in time for my kids' event because they had a party event that I was scheduled to volunteer at? What if no one talks to me? What if I got lost? What if there's no parking space? Like, for real, I'm not lying. All of these questions went through my head to talk me out of it or to cater to the fear. And I began to reverse it. And I'm going to give you a small story. When I went to this event, it was in Chicago, and you know how parking is in Chicago. So it was in the city, and I'm in Chicago, and I could not find a parking spot. I drove around for 15 minutes looking for a parking spot. I'm pregnant. It's chilly outside, and I got to go to the restroom. So I'm like, God, if I can't find a parking space, maybe it's not meant. Maybe it's time for me to just get back on the road and just be there for my kids' party. Okay. So I had to think, Dymeata, what if you got back on the highway? And what if you went back home and then you log on to Facebook and you see how beneficial, how inspiring, and how much of an impact this event was? What if you left all of that on the table? You mean, what if? What if you got the parking space and you were able to connect with some like-minded people? So I'm going to tell you what happened. Drove around for 15 minutes. And it was almost 20 minutes. But I drove around, and when you're trying to look for something or you're lost or something, I wasn't lost, but when you need to think, you turn the radio off. I turned my music off, and I'm like thinking. And I'm still fearful because I don't know what to expect at this networking event. And finally, I found a parking space right in front of the building where the venue. And then I get out of the car, don't know where to enter, and I'm like, there was these guys in the alley. Come to find out, they were the security guys escorting the women to the back entrance of the venue. And so, had I allowed all of my speculations and insecurities and my fears to cause me to get back on 8094 on the expressway, to go back to my comfort zone, I would have missed out. And that's what fear does to us. We allow everything in front of us. We allow the roadblocks to stop us and to hinder us. And really, it's just our fear. We cater to our fears more than our confidence and our boldness. So reverse those what ifs. Begin to change those what ifs, okay? The third and last step is just take one step at a time. One step at a time. That's how you're going to break through your fears. Today, you got to start today. How are you going to break through those fears? Start off today, not jumping from A to Z. Just go from A to B. Begin to conquer and break through your fears now. Just take one step at a time. I decree and declare that today is your day to break through your fears. No matter what circumstance, you can do it. I don't care where you are in your life. Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams.